Hi everybody, this is Judy at Judy in the Kitchen. Today we're talking primarily about this little thing right here, and no, it's not a plum. Now, whether you call this a tomato or a tomato, I think depends upon where you live in the world and what's customary for your culture. This thing, I'm not sure how to pronounce it. It could be a Kumato or a Kumato. I think again it depends upon where you live in the world. I will continue to call this a tomato, and I'm going to call this a Kumato to make it a little bit easier to distinguish between the two as I'm talking with you. So today we're focusing on these brown tomatoes that I'm going to call a Kumato. What is this thing? Yes, it is a type of tomato. It was found in Spain, and it was cultured and crossbred with a variety of tomatoes to result in this small Kumato, which we can call a brown tomato, that is intentionally very sweet. It's got a delicious flavor, different, sweeter than the typical red tomato, and it does have a little bit of acidity to it, so it's got a sweet tart flavor, but it is exceptionally sweet, which is wonderful. I hadn't seen these things before yesterday when we were at the grocery store, and I found them packaged in this box right here. So that's where we get the term Kumato from. There were 4 of them in the little package, and yes, they are a bit pricey compared to regular red tomatoes, but I wanted to try them and do a little research on them anyway. Now, I've already said a little bit about what a Kumato is and how it came about. If you are questioning if it is a genetically modified organism, it is not. It is naturally crossbred with other types of similar fruits. Regarding the nutritional aspects of tomatoes, they're going to be similar to their red tomato cousins in vitamin and mineral content. We do know that they're particularly high in potassium, manganese, vitamins A and C. But in addition to that, they're very exceptionally high in lycopene. That's what helps to give them their dark color. And lycopene has been studied a lot for its benefit as far as being anti-cancer, helps toward heart health, prevent Alzheimer's disease, and other degenerative type of eye diseases. So these tomatoes, these Kumatos, are actually a very healthful thing to eat if you can find them in your local grocery store. How does the flavor of these two compare? Like I said earlier, Kumatos are exceptionally sweet. They're bred to be that way. Now, you'll find that they do come in slightly different colors. When they have a little tinge of green into that brown, you'll find that they are at their best eating properties. Then they'll turn from this slightly greenish at the top to being all brown, and then from there they will continue to ripen up further and have a reddish brown tint to them. They're edible at all stages, but when you buy them, they should be at their peak eating quality with that little tinge of green on the top. And when they turn all brown, their flavor is still very, very good. It may tend to mellow out a little bit from there. Resources say the best way to store them would be like you would store a red tomato. You store it at room temperature. Unless it becomes overripe, then you need to put it in the refrigerator. Of course, once you cut it, then you do need to put it in a covered container and in the refrigerator. They may keep for you on the kitchen counter for up to a couple of weeks, but my suggestion is that you eat them within a few days if you can from when you buy them, because they're at their peak when they are in the grocery store. So you want them to be eaten when they're at their peak. And if you can't get around to it and they start to get more on the reddish side, either eat them then or put them in the refrigerator. But their best application for eating fresh is going to be when they're brown and have a tinge of green in them. And when they get that tinge of red, they would be good for cooking applications. Suggested best uses for Kumato tomatoes would be using them fresh in salads because they have a distinctive sweet flavor that would add a wonderful flavor to any type of salad that you have. They're especially known for going well with a caprese salad, and that's just simply a mixture of sliced tomatoes, mozzarella cheese, some fresh basil leaves, and some olive oil and salt sprinkled on there. That's all there is to that. When they start to over-ripen a bit and get a little bit more red, then you can use them in any type of cooking application, cooking recipe that calls for tomatoes that you possibly would want to use them in, and they'll be fine for that. You could still eat them fresh at that point if you want. Now, I do have a blog post on the Kumatoes, and I do have a few interesting recipe links on there as well. So I do hope this helps you out. If you do run across Kumatoes at the grocery store, give them a try. Try something different once in a while. I wanted to share this with you while I found them in the store, and hopefully they're available in your store near you. This is Judi at Judi in the Kitchen. Bye for now.